Hulk Hogan, you talk about headlining WrestleMania after WrestleMania after WrestleMania. Well, Hulk Hogan, how do you feel about headlining one more WrestleMania with The Rock?
Yes, it will be my pleasure to kick your ass at WrestleMania. By the way, Rock, good luck, because you're going to need it.
Not as much as you, brother.
You know what I like? I like the fact that we actually know the promo lines for a lot of other matches as well. I remember how we did that one with text message when we were text messaging it to each other as well.
Oh, yeah, was that Batista and Triple H?
Yeah, WrestleMania, man. Oh, some of the promos back in the days are just so sick, like especially this one with the Rock and Hogan. I just keep thinking to myself, are we ever going to get this sort of match again? Like this type of... I know for a fact we're not going to get like a crowd reaction and all that happen like in a match like that ever again, but there's a certain level of hype that you can get from a Rock and Hogan type. Are we ever going to experience it? Because the way I see it, the only close thing you could probably get nowadays in today's world is probably Rock and Roman.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar if you think about it, isn't it?
And then the key thing there is you said a Rock again. And it was Rock and Hogan.
Rock is part of it again.
Rock and Stone Cold. Just Rock. But yeah,
Rock himself in it.
Because when I was thinking about this yesterday, I was talking to my friend and I realized how old. Well, I know recently how old I was. So I was 6 going on 7.
So I must have been 8, 9. Only 2 years difference between us all. You know what? Every day, you won't feel old or anything like that. You'll just feel like, getting on about your day. But then when wrestling or pro wrestling releases something, 20-year anniversary of Rock and Hogan, you're like, holy shit, mate. You know how to make me feel old, don't you? It's only with this wrestling that makes you feel old, considering, you go back in time to when you first watched it. You're like, shit, man, I was so young watching that. And then you're just like, now you're just like, wow, freaking out. Seemed like only yesterday we watched that live type thing. It's bloody amazing.
Because when I was like looking, I always look through dates and stuff to be like, it's more movies than anything else. But then when I just clicked at this and I was like, holy crap, 20 years. So 20 years on, we're filming this before, but it'll be out on March 17th and it'll be 20 years exactly for Rock and Hogan. And when I say when you say big matches, I watch those matches that got you like buzzed. And you're just, I can't wait. There's only there's matches that I get really excited about. That's gonna be sick. Recently it was when Brock was gonna wrestle Ben Bryan. We're like, no, that's gonna be sick. But it's not like
hype level
like this.
Yeah, exactly.
One day, and then when the entrances are playing, just buzzing. I could probably count on probably one hand how many times I felt like that. Obviously, we know because we're doing this. There's one match we both feel exactly the same way about, which is Rock and Hogan, and I know for a fact we felt that way because I remember when Uncle showed us the promo. That we were that promo that we just imitated, but so I remember watching that. And we were what's gonna happen?
Yeah, that's crazy as well.
After that, I can only maybe a couple more, maybe. What would you say your other ones? If there was any other ones, I know maybe 3 other ones for me.
After that one, probably Rock in Austin, WrestleMania 19.
Yeah,
considering it was the 3rd one. And the other 2 were 6, so that's for me personally. Rock and Austin, sorry. I don't know, maybe Shawn and Taker as well, because they didn't cross paths. They were we've talked about before, how Undertaker was doing so amazing on one show and Shawn was doing so amazing on one show, but they never collided. I don't know how many years it was, probably since Shawn's return, isn't it? They never collided, did they? As much?
Yeah, they only had majorly. Yeah, they had obviously Shawn retired in '98, and then they had that match. They had that casket match at the beginning of '98, and then they went on to have The only thing they did when they came back really was that Royal Rumble, at the end of take one.
Yeah.
So they had like, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah. So yeah, that one for sure, that's one of them, because they never interacted before and fans love them both. And then it's like Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. Like you're watching them one time and you're watching that person another time, and then all of a sudden, bang, there's collided. And you're like, oh shit, yes. And for a fact it's wicked, or the hype is so buzzing and it's there when the fans are pretty much dead after the match.
Yeah.
It's that type of hype and that type of level when they're just drained and they ain't got nothing left to support Triple H and Randy Orton. They couldn't obviously follow that, could they? So for a fact that type of match is there. But yeah, like you said, there's only a very, very few that have that sort of hype. But yeah, Rock.
For me, I think it was only only three matches after. So that was, one of them was Rock and Cena. That
Fair.
like the match was really good. The match was still really good, but it wasn't like the match wasn't as good as others, like this one, like Rock and Hogan. But the buzz for it was exactly almost on par, because I was like, literally, oh my god, I was buzzing.
Yeah.
Punk and Cena, the Money in the Bank match.
That was pretty sick, to be fair.
That one I was
different.
Buzzing to see, and then obviously delivered big time too. And then I think Undertaker and Shawn, but mine was the second one, the second Mania one.
Yeah, WrestleMania 26, isn't it?
Yeah, just because obviously, like I was obviously buzzing for the first one, but like it was more like like, oh, this is sick, really good, and we're just like, you're just like almost like waiting for them to do what we know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But then like, and obviously they did more than we thought they were gonna do. But the second one, because they did that match, and then they had the retirement thing and all that stuff, and you were just, oh my god. I remember why it was.
Yeah. Even though like this unfortunate, the internet world can be great, but at the same time it can be really bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you read things like, oh yeah, Sean's gonna retire and stuff. So it kind of brings in the fact that he's gonna lose or something along those lines. It just makes me think all the time, shit now, what if we didn't have access to the internet for a while? Or what if we stayed away from those pages, just blocked those pages of wrestling news and all this stuff? That would bring a lot more excitement and hype for it, a lot more, I think, personally. Like how back in the day with Rock and Hogan, we didn't have access to the internet, did we? We just watched it when it happened or when Uncle showed us, and we were buzzing off, we were loving it. So I just keep going back to those sort of times where I try to do it for movies, but I can't stay away from trailers. Like I fucking love them. But in terms of wrestling and stuff, it's just hard to stay away from the news. Like me personally, I stay away from the news. I don't say, you're the only one that feeds me the news. Like you tell me, oh yeah, this is happening, and this is probably going to happen. Something along those lines anyway. But it's just like, oh, okay. But generally, I don't read anything else. I just watch the SmackDown, I watch the Raw of who I want to see and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's another thing I was going to say. I was like, I think obviously I think even if this was today, and obviously Rock and Hogan were the exact same age, but it was happening today, I think we'd still be buzzing out of our minds. But because I think we were so young, and like there's that, obviously all that other noise, don't know, we're just like, oh my god, Hogan. And also I think because we were different, because like if like today, let's say Hulk was the same age, like today.
That's the same age.
Yeah, let's say, I think Hulk was like 48 maybe when he had this match with Rock.
Fucking hell, he's 48. He was a sick shape.
Yeah, he was like, obviously he was older, but he wasn't like old to the point he can do it anymore. And I think, so he was like, let's say he was 48. And then if he was 48 today, and then he came back and had a match with John or whoever, there is still like, there's the audience that don't really fully appreciate Hulk.
Yeah, true.
Like, because it's too young. And I think like, I don't think it was, because the Hulk was still obviously really big in then, because obviously WCW only closed like 2 years earlier or a year earlier, and Hulk was
not a massive gap, is it?
Yeah. But also when we were watching it, you were Rock, but like on Rock's side, I was Hulk.
Yeah,
I was younger, so if in theory, I should have been Rock,
and I should have been
and you should have been Hulk, because I was like, But we grew up obviously because we watched all the old stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I had, remember the VHS tapes I had of Hulk?
Yeah.
I had like Hulkamania Running Wild and then Hulkamania's Greatest Matches or something. So I was like, I grew up like, at the time when Attitude Era was happening and Steve and Rock and stuff, I was also watching old Hulk. So then I was like, but then Hulk was my guy more than them.
Was
at
a
the time.
dude. Yeah.
So then I grew in, and then obviously Hulk was the bad guy. To a 6-year-old, I should have been like, oh my god, he's such a bad person. Oh my god. But I was like buzzing from 87 Hulk Hogan. And I was like, yeah, Hulk Hogan. Like, he just drove an ambulance into the Rock. Like, come on.
People were like, oh, this kid needs to go to like a psychiatric ward. What's going on here?
That's why it's so weird. Like, you look back at it, I'm just like, oh my god. I was like 6-year-old. I'm like Team Hulk, and I'm like, yeah, come on, Hulk Hogan. But I was the same as, like, I was 6, but I was the same as all the 30-year-olds in the crowd who watched Hulk as a kid and were like, yeah, no, come on, Hulk, we want our old Hulk. And I was the same, but I was like 20 years younger than all those people in the crowd that were doing that.
That's amazing.
Which actually pretty nuts. But it's so cool to have that because then we both went in, and that was even an extra buzz in it because we were like, I wanted Hulk to win, and you wanted Rock to win. We were like, oh my god, who's gonna win? And then when like. And then when obviously we'll watch the match when everything else happens, but we're just going back. We're basically like the crowd. We're going back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, you know what would have, I would give anything to being a part of that crowd, you know. Anything. Sometimes the simplest things can be the best things.
Yeah, and
that's what I love the most. That's what I love the most. You don't have to do something so exaggerated like shooting star presses, like 10 of them in a row and all this stuff, jumping off ladders all the time. Sometimes the simplest things can be the best things, for example, like, but even in matches, anything along those lines, it could just be the simplest things. I feel like in today's world as well, just to that point, technical wrestling has kind of taken a detour somewhere else. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Look where we look. As we were growing up, look who we were watching, like Angle, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Bret Hart, even before then, Shawn Michaels. You saw a lot of technical matches and they were amazing. But you look at today's world, it's like, okay, the matches are wicked, don't get me wrong, they're amazing, but you don't get that technical side of it as much as you used to. Probably Daniel Bryan was the last person who used to do the technical side in WWE specifically.
Yeah, because obviously, like you watched Kurt Benoit recently.
Yeah.
And obviously that's all like, it's on the mat, isn't it, mostly? They just like ground. Yeah. But then you're just like, whoa, but they don't do like, they do the odds. Like Kurt might go for a moonsault or something.
Yeah, odd few things.
Yeah, but mostly just like technical mat wrestling and stuff like that.
Yeah, pure wrestling. That was my like. When I watched it, I was like, freaking hell, man! Like, that is what you call a wrestling match right there. And I just shot straight to the top. My favorite wrestling matches like of all time, like straight away. Before it wasn't there, before it was like Shawn and Undertaker, I'll joke around Goldberg and Brock. Survivor Series, freaking sick match. But then I'm just like, match ever. And then, but now after watching Chris Benoit and Kurt, I'm just like, yo, that match is sick. How they reverse each other's moves and everything, how smooth it was. It was just like, you can't beat that match at all, in my opinion. That's just something else. And it just makes you think, yeah, where is that? That's not really around anymore in today's wrestling.
It's harder to do because it's so everyone's like that.
Yeah.
But also there's that's professional wrestling, but then this is I think Rock and Hogan is more professional wrestling because it's like it's just puppeteers making crowds do this.
Making them dance, innit?
And that is wrestling though. That's wrestling.
Yeah. Only very few people can do that.
Yeah, at the highest level. Well, we know this absolutely clicked.
Freaking clicked like nothing, you know. Yeah, you go. Just go. Well, I guess we're just grateful that we got to experience Rock and Hogan.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, I'm 229.06 now, more or less if we have to run the file.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
229.06, yeah.
Yeah. Let me know when you press play.
Cool. We're on 3, 3, 2, 1. Play.
Like how you said on 3 and you said 3, 2, 1.
That's my great math skills.
This is a classic entrance. This is.
So we got Hulk coming out, NWO style, black and white.
This is so rare. You never ever get an entrance like this anymore.
Yeah. I used to get annoyed with it when I was younger.
Did you?
Or even just a couple of years ago. It's kind of just be like, oh, I don't know. I find it irritating watching it. But now I think I appreciate it a bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's a
I
bit
think it's sick.
nostalgia.
I just think it's sick how they do it.
But yeah, also because there's nothing like it.
Very rare.
The only thing that was kind of like it was when Bray used to come out. That is the Fiend.
Still can't believe they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Such potential there. That's my favorite look of his, in terms of that, the beard, the black beard, and then the white mustache going down.
I will give it small things, but to be fair, like how he changed the look with that, obviously the black and white to fit, obviously the white mustache and the black beard. It is so clever. But when you actually think about it, you're like, oh, actually, that's nice. That's a nice touch.
Sometimes when I'm watching like some wrestling matches or promos or entrances of some sort, and there's a certain part that happens in a match, I don't know, it just gets me quite emotional. Like, fucking hell, this was so sick back in the day. And it just brings back all the memories, and I was like, oh, so amazing we got to experience this and stuff.
That's true. I'll probably get that get like that in like 5 minutes when they start. I always get like that. I get like so, especially the beginning bit of the match.
Yeah.
He's just ripping his famous. He's ripping his shirt now.
Yeah, that's sick. You see that? Where he's just ripped it off and then it goes to color.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So it's just the little things that WWE have done that just make it so cool. Oh my god, I remember that hand, the Rock hand in the back, just behind Hogan's face. There's like the massive Rock.
Yeah. With all the signs and stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god!
It just says the Rock, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the Rock, and it's got a massive hand.
I think someone has one of Hulk as well in the crowd. Like an old school one, they're like yellow, red and yellow.
Look how massive the arena is, and like considering what we go to, the WWE live shows, it looks like a baby stadium compared to these, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the whole WrestleMania vibe, isn't it?
Look at Rock.
Grandeur. Is Rock coming out? In like double the speed the Hulk comes out.
Look how small he is.
I know. I was thinking that.
You compare him to now, it's just like, oh shit, man. I want to see someone make something of Rock now, and then how he was before, like then, and put it together. Like
I think he looks best here.
Yeah, not too big. To be fair, I liked him at Survivor Series when he made his first return against I thought that was all right. Yeah. I thought that was good.
But I think here he's still like his muscles are still jacked.
Yeah,
he's not that small. He's quite ripped. I think he's a bit more ripped as well.
Yeah. You know what's scary though? We at this point we thought, oh, yeah, Rock is big, man.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
compared to normal.
Compared to now, you're just like, oh shit, he looks so small compared to how he is now.
I think because Hulk's so jacked here. See, he looks a bit more.
Look at Hogan here, and you're like, oh shit, man, the man is just. It just makes me think how Chris Hemsworth's how big he's gonna get for Hogan.
He's got to get big. Film.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just look at the crowd. Look at the fucking crowd, man.
And this way, like when Rock's just looking. No, they're not even close together yet, but they're still doing the whole side.
It's the small thing, isn't it? See that you can't replicate that.
That's the problem we both said. Like you said it, especially before the Rock Cena match. It's like, oh, they can't do the side.
Yeah, and you can't look to side to side.
They were still buzzed,
it wasn't
the same.
Yeah, that sort of thing you should just leave it alone. That is just perfect for them too. There they are. They're staring off now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't like that part, but other than that, it's all right. Yeah. Look at that. That specific, this camera angle showing Hogan looking that way.
Even the close-ups they get, like Hulk smiling. Rock's looking.
Look at that, man.
Because you know, I've seen that, but now they do the long shot, but you can see everyone buzzing, so that makes it even better.
Everyone's going wild. The funny thing is, we think they're going wild here, but obviously we're going to see just how wild they get. Just can't believe Hogan though. How old he is, and look how freaking built he is. This is madness. Yeah, go on. Here we go. Ring the bell. You can tell Rock's all about speed in here, and then Hogan's just the power guy.
Yes, this is it. They're going. Locking up.
It's just like Hogan's having a good time. Oh, yeah, come on. Throws him down. Here he goes, posing. Here's
the crowd in the background here.
Go fucking ape shit. Oh, yes. Even he's like, wow, freaking hell, these guys are loving it.
And then they got all the shot of they're gonna have the shot of the big just bring it.
Yeah, oh man.
And it's the way Rock reacts. He reacts like they say it, like so many people have said it. I didn't really think about it before, but he reacts, his eyes are open wide. And he's but he reacts like a bad guy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I never noticed that, to be honest.
But that's let's Hulk do his whole thing.
Oh, so mad. Yeah, Triple H and Jericho had no chance at all. Zero chance.
I always forget that exists until someone actually puts it out. Oh, yeah.
Me too.
That came as well.
Oh, there it goes. Shoulder barge. I just love when Hogan poses though after every knockdown.
And the crowd going absolutely like, and then you got that guy doing the
man.
They go absolutely bananas.
Just to imagine being the front row there. Oof.
Oh
my god. We go absolutely crazy. He's like, wait, what? What's going on here? Rock looking around like, what? Why are you booing, man? What's going on? Do you think they were surprised by the crowd's reaction, like how much they were like cheering Hogan?
I don't think they were surprised that they were cheering Hulk, because even in the build-up, you can tell they didn't really want to boo Hulk. Even in the promos, you can tell they can't.
But then again, even so, they didn't exactly boo Rock though either, did they?
No, they didn't boo Rock then, to be fair. But you could tell they wanted to cheer Hulk.
Yeah.
They must have, they're not stupid. Rock must have known that they were going to cheer Hulk. But I don't know if he expected this much, though.
Yeah.
To the point where I think he's like, so Hulk's still in control. I remember this vividly watching it. So okay, Rock ducks thingy, and boom, hits a big clothesline. As soon as he hits that, and
they were booing,
it's all booze. It's all booze.
That's okay. It's just like.
So then it's literally just this is all Hulk. It's just bam, man. But even that, he did when he hits him, he did the fast one. But then I think he knew he knew it didn't sell properly, so he goes again and does that.
Yeah. Pushing each other. There we go. The Rock's famous slaps. Spin it out.
Oh. Hulk doesn't get over.
Too much muscle weighing down there.
But you know what? To Hulk's credit, even though he doesn't obviously Rock hits a slap and he doesn't go over the top, he reacts well. You know, when people are still trying to force it, Hulk's like, I can't get over, gonna run underneath.
What would have been good if he rolled back up and he's just standing there then Rock would have got the idea, okay, I need to hit him again and get him over there.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. That would have been good. But he did handle it well, like you said, rolling under.
I guess also because, obviously Hulk's so smart. Obviously he was older, so you can still tell he can't do that much physically. He's still slow, isn't he?
It's very limited, yeah.
Yeah, so you're obviously probably best not to try bouncing around like that. Rock
already going for the rock bottom. You know what? It must have been hard to pick up Hogan.
Yeah.
Considering how muscly he is, it's like full of muscle. It's just like
he does it at the end. You can tell Hulk's hurt, but even before the match, apparently Hulk got hurt in a house show against Rikishi. Yeah, his ribs.
Oh shit! Is that why he's holding it?
At the end, I think it's legit. He's legit hurt.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just just selling it type thing. But
yeah, no, he was legit. Yeah, his ribs before the match. Because Hulk says in the video, there's a video that came out last year, before, Hulk's talking about the match. Because Rock did one to fans where he's talking about the match, and then Hulk did one after that. And Hulk said they went to some warehouse to work over the match.
Mm.
And Hulk is like, I hurt my ribs against Rikishi, and then they wanted to actually do the match as practice. Hulk's like, I can't, I'm gonna get hurt. So he's like, let's just talk it through, and then we'll see how it goes.
More credit to Hulk Hogan, man, for that.
Oh, that was a bit rough. Tried to go for the boot, but I didn't quite.
It's a bit too out of distance to do that boot.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did there.
But even there, so now you see, you know, like those little things were just like, ooh, like
little errors.
that flawless.
Look
And
at
Rock doing punches, so you know why he doesn't actually do punches normally.
that.
It looked that great.
I was just looking at that. I was like, oh shit, I don't want to say that looks bad, but you know. What I noticed about that, when what Hogan just did there, the backdrop, Rock always hold his head in it.
Mm.
He even does that against Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Rock selling is next level.
Yeah, so good. I mean, nobody can sell a Stone Cold Stunner like Rock either.
Yeah.
Other than Vince McMahon.
That's a whole other podcast.
Nobody does this move anymore. I'd never see this move anymore.
Someone said that the other. Do you know when Punk made his comeback against Darby Allin? He does the. Oh God, why is the move eluding me?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember this move.
Oh God.
Everyone used to do it back in the day.
Yeah, I can't remember the move off the top of my head. Just obviously when they get the arm and like they're stretching them.
Abdominal stretch. Maybe?
Abdominal stretch. I think. Yeah.
Is that it?
You're right. I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
I only remember that because of the SmackDown games, and you create your own player and you select the moves.
I think when Punk did that against Darby, and then someone tweeted, they're like, "Oh, abdominal stretch. Like you don't see that much anymore." And it's like, "Oh, this is my type of match," kind of thing, old school.
Oh, look at that! So sweet, scratching his back. Was this at this time? Wasn't it the SmackDown game WWE Shut Your Mouth?
I think that came after this.
Was it?
Oh, yeah, but it was like this year, that year, I think.
Same year, yeah.
It was just Bring It that had just come before. That was the current game at the time, I think.
Yes.
And then after this, then they would Shut Your Mouth and the Rock and Hope with the cover, weren't they?
Yeah. Those are the games, man. You can't beat those games. Ooh.
I don't think they were doing that at that time.
Oof.
That's pretty good.
Sure. Go on, Rock.
Jump slam.
Sorry, but you know.
That was pretty good though.
Yeah.
I don't know if he meant to do a rock bottom there or he just did a choke slam. I don't know.
You know, this is the first time I'm watching it like without the sound.
I've seen snippets before without the sound, but that's not usually how you want to watch this match.
No, absolutely not. It's not the same without sound, but it's still like you just because you know in it, you know what it's like and how the crowd are. Oh, look at that guy to this.
I think even things like that, you know, so Hulk just undid his like little tape and then chokes Rock. He's still being the bad guy.
Yeah, still showing
like smart.
The bad guy.
So he's not completely going away from what he's supposed to be.
See you later, Rock. You know, I bet it looks so easy to get thrown over the top rope, but when you're actually doing it, you're like, holy shit, that is pretty far.
Yeah. Especially going face first. He must have been square.
Yeah.
Even now, like, I remember there's always a podcast, I think Steve's with Jim Ross, and they talk about this match. And Steve Austin's like, because he just talks about how they don't really do that much, but obviously it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then Steve's like, oh my God, they did nothing. Like, but in like a complimentary way. Like, he's like, they did nothing, but they still did so much.
Yeah.
But like, the day you watch it, like, what have they done?
Nothing amazing.
Chops and punches and.
I think the best thing is Hogan posing at the start.
Yeah. Probably the most impactful move. Obviously now they're by the table outside. Rock smashed him against the table. But the most impactful move, or the most kind of like wow move, is probably the choke slam from Hulk.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or Hogan just like throwing him across the ring at the start.
Yeah.
If that counts as one.
Yeah, even what is that? Like really? Especially now when we talk about in 2022, when we've seen 900-degree flips.
I like Hogan's attire here.
Yeah.
So good. And he's wearing his bodybuilder belt as well.
I always loved that. The belt.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Oh, that was good.
That was good timing. That was proper smooth.
So, then Rocky, Hulk's grabbing Rocky. Oh, punch from Hulk.
Look how smooth this is.
That was nice.
Referee's timing was...
Ref coming in, Rock goes in cloud. Spinebuster.
I bet you any money, Rock can't flip up anymore. He can't
anymore?
Flip up.
I think he can.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he can.
I think it's too much muscle weighing him down now.
I mean, he was jacked and a half when he wrestled Cena, second or third time. He still did it.
Yeah.
Clumsy bump, but...
Oh, here we go. The best sharpshooter in the history of sharpshooters. Bret Hart has nothing on that sharpshooter, I tell you.
And the podcast is over.
But to be fair, that's not the worst one he's done.
To be fair, considering it's on Hulk, and Hulk's older and all that stuff, that's actually not the worst sharpshooter Rock's ever done.
Yeah, because normally he's like proper standing up higher, isn't he?
Yeah.
Rock.
The one he did against Cena was abysmal. He's literally just like grabbing Cena's legs like this, and he can't barely balance.
Yeah, look, see, look, there you go. He's proper sitting down now.
Yeah, that's pretty good. This is quite impressive, actually.
Because that's what it takes, isn't it? You got to do sharpshooter sitting down on them, like Bret used to do.
And he also goes the wrong way. He uses his right leg. You're supposed to go left. If you look at Bret's, he always goes left leg in.
Oh, is it?
Pretty sure.
No way. I did not pick up on that. I just thought because it's Bret, he could put any leg in it and just do it.
He probably could, but I think it's supposed to be left leg in. Hulk, low blow.
Low blows the Rock.
And okay, this
the ref is down.
And Hulk Hogan, Rock.
Yes, that was a pretty sick rock bottom.
That was actually a good rock bottom.
Yeah, that was a pretty sick rock. Boy, the ref is fixed here. How is he getting up right now? He's on Team Hogan. Yeah. That's what he is. Yeah, that was a pretty sick rock bottom.
That was actually a good rock bottom.
This is the member. I remember this so much. Taking off the belt and spinning it around over his head, ready to whip the shit out of the Rock. Forget that. I would not want to get a whip by Hulk Hogan with his belt.
How soft could you make that? Like a weight bloody belt.
You can make that as soft as you want, but when it's like a muscle like Hulk Hogan whipping it around, you're gonna get smashed.
Because even if you whipped it too weak, it's gonna look rubbish.
Yeah, by DDT.
DDT
Is it normally after the DDT he flips up, or is that someone else? I swear someone does a DDT. I swear it's the Rock. In the games, probably. I
think Rock does usually do a DDT and then flip up. Yeah,
he does DDT and he flips up.
I can't remember where he flips up in this match. He must do it, I swear.
Here we go. Rock's got the belt now.
What do you remember about this bit? There's only one bit I remember when he's whipping the belt.
The fans are just not enjoying it.
There we go. The spit.
Spit. Oh, yeah.
Instead of his hand, he does it with the belt.
He does it with that. Yes. Here we go. Rock stalking him.
Rock bottom.
Rock bottom. Look where Hogan's hands are. Yeah. Here we go. He's hocking up, and then the crowd go fucking ape shit.
And Rock's face as well. Rock's face sells it. Eyes wide.
Oh man.
The crowd.
Look at the crowd, man.
But like they're moving together.
Yeah, they're like going with it, innit?
Boom. Boom.
Boom. Punching away at the Rock. Crowd going absolutely mad. Here we go. Big boot. Look at them, man. Shit. See, this is what I mean. It would be so good to be here.
I think so.
The crowd going ready. 1, 2.
Kick out. Imagine if he won, though, because how the like buzzed they were. If he won, they would have gone sick, like absolutely ape.
I think if Hogan won, everyone after this, everyone just left the arena.
Right.
Yeah, okay. We saw everything we needed to see there. That's great.
Hulk goes for it again. Do remember as a kid, like thinking, obviously, because when we were young, I was like 6 at the time. No one kicked out when Hulk hulked up.
Yes.
So when he did it, I was like,
yeah.
Hulk's gonna win. Hulk's gonna win. Because they're like, no one kicks out when he hulks out.
There we go. Hogan.
The
leg drop. Rock bottoms in. Oh, I thought it was
so it's here. It's here. So he rock bottomed him once.
Yeah.
And like Rock's doing the shaking the head.
And now.
And you can see Hulk holding the thing. He's telling them to get up again, to do it again.
Rock or Hogan?
Rock told when he grabbed them there, Rock told him to do one more. I don't think they were supposed to do one more, but Rock's like, no, one more. And then second rock bottom. And then here Hulk's hurt. Like Hulk didn't want to do the second one, but Rock said, no, we need the second one.
There you go. Rock kips up.
People's elbow.
See, you got fans going a bit crazy here as well.
Yeah. I think now it's just like, oh, this is just sick, and everyone's just kind of with it.
Yeah.
People's elbow.
You know what I love right now? The flashing. You see loads of cameras going off. There you go. Rock's won it. That's what I miss about it as well. Like all the flashes, all the cameras clicking and taking the pictures.
I think also it was when I was watching Jim Cornette do something like this, they talked about it was still like magazines were still massive then.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of people from magazines near ringside, so making pictures for magazines.
Yeah. I was looking at that at the start as well when they were staring off, like loads of flashes and stuff. You just know that just makes it even bigger. You might look, 2 megastars going, you can see all the cameras going off and everything. It's just like
it gives it that Hollywood glitz in it.
Yeah, exactly that.
Even now, watching it in silence, obviously because we know the sound.
Yeah.
But it's just like that's just
Rock.
But yeah, like think of now obviously Rock's on getting on the corner. Look at some of the crowd. They've like just dropped because they're like, man. They're like knackered. They're knackered. You see there's some guys in the front, they're like this.
Just leaning on the barrier.
Just applauding Rock to the corners. Signature pose.
You know what's hilarious though? I bet you can watch Triple H and Jericho without sound and it'll be exactly the same with sound.
I think if we carried on watching Triple H and Rock, I think we'd be dead talking about it.
Yeah. Just imagine, I can just imagine it though. You take the sound off Triple H and Jericho, and then you put the sound on, it's going to be nothing's changed. All you're going to hear is just Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler talking.
Yeah.
Because the crowd is so dead after it.
What Hulk, I mean, it's probably easy for Hulk to do, especially considering he's actually hurt. His ribs are actually hurt. But when he's just like, he's like battered and he's just crawling, and then now like he's now face to face with Rock and he's holding his ribs.
Hogan standing in front.
I feel
so sorry.
They love him anyway. You love him anyway, but you now like you just feel so sorry for him. Like Hulk. Like what? Like,
yeah.
So
God, I love Hogan, but Hogan standing in front of him.
And then Hulk puts his hand out. This is so well done.
It's just the way Rock grabbed his hand as well. It's so famous, isn't it?
Shake.
Bang.
Yeah.
Look at all the flashes. Look at all the flashes. Freaking loving it.
Now it's like no one cares about win or lose. They're just like, yeah.
Happy with both, innit? It's amazing.
But that's just a credit to them both.
Yeah. Seeing Hogan like that is just like, oh man.
He's just so smart. It's unreal. Yeah, I'll give him Rock props. He's like, you've man.
Putting him over.
To be fair, obviously, there's a lot of times Hulk doesn't put people over, or he didn't put people over like he should, but when he did, he goes all the way, and he does it.
Yeah,
really well.
Because I've never seen him do this. Never seen him do this type of thing.
The only other time was Warrior, really, I think.
Yeah, that's a freaking amazing match. I love that match.
Yeah, and that was same building as this. Yeah, they Hulk and Warrior Russell NWO come out.
There you go, the bad guy.
Don't be a Hulk. Don't be a Hulk. Yeah.
It just makes you think, you bastards, what are you doing?
Even
Get
especially
off
after they
him.
gave you those like puppy dog eyes earlier, when you're just like,
Yeah,
Hulk.
you're like, get off him. And then the Rock needs to come and save him.
Rocky.
Here he is.
There we go.
The
And then
Rock
that's so
saving
smart as well,
Hulk
because
Hogan.
it wins. Even if people that weren't winning over didn't like Rock, he's now helping Hulk. So it's like,
Yeah.
Rock.
There you go.
Rock plays on Nash.
It's like, yes, Rock is helping Hulk Hogan out in this. Come on.
Oh.
Amazing. This is just the best bit, in my opinion. After the match, anyway. Showing level of respect here is just something else entirely, which you don't see. But you can't really see it too much because there's not too many legends come back nowadays.
Yeah.
Wrestle 6 matches.
Not this level of like.
Nah, not this level.
Like level of like publicity and everybody buzzing for the match and all that kind of stuff. The only other equivalent would be Steve coming back now.
Yeah. Talking shit to each other. Rock and Hogan took his shit to NWO. NWO took his shit back while walking off.
NWO backing away. Looks like I fought with full life, brother.
Still can't believe how Jack Hogan is. It's mad.
Probably
The size of his arm is probably the size of my head.
There might have been some medicine as well to help him out, but who cares?
Probably. Yeah, this is what I love, where Hogan's leaving and Rock's like, whoa. Where are you going? Get back in here.
Doesn't let Hulk leave.
You're not going anywhere. You're going to go give these fans what they want.
Yeah. Rock says
Get in here, Hulk.
Doing the poses.
Hulk's like, no. And Rock's like, no, get in here. Come on. Do what you do, man. Come on. And when Hogan steps back in the ring, you're just like, yes.
This is where, like, obviously, like, even like now, at the time when I'm watching, obviously now, even though I'm 6, I've been growing up watching all of Hulk's old tapes. So now I'm like, oh, this is Hulk. This is Hulk. This is
there you go. Just
doing that. Oh.
Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd still loving it and going wild.
But this how good it makes you feel is how what wrestling's supposed to do.
When Rock did that, I thought, oh shit, is he going to rock bottom him?
It does look like that.
Yeah, he came out of it. I was like, oh shit. But then Rock's like, oh wow, because he's so amazed like by it type of thing.
I bet that wasn't even Rock, like being Rock there. I think he's just part of this. It's just like, oh yeah.
Just being a fan.
Yeah. Because he loved Hulk when he was younger. Rock telling him again, go do it.
Do it to this side. Do it to this side. Look at the crowd, man. Still going ape shit.
Hulk going.
Wait,
this is probably the fastest Hulk's moved the whole match. Go and see.
He's like, I need to quickly do this and get out of it, man, because I'm hurting.
When Rock smiling, that's just legit. Like
that's a legit Dwayne Johnson there. That's not a Rock.
No, talking to each other.
The respect showing. They're both. I love this bit. Rock doesn't go first. No. He sits down the ropes and opens out for Hogan to get out first. That's respect right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, see when he's holding him there, I thought, oh yeah, that's really good. He's holding him there because he's like, in the match and stuff. But that's real, man.
Hulk sells that well, I think, when he wants to, but that was legit. I think. I love that, and then they're just walking together,
out, in
like that brother shaking it.
Oh, damn. Just shows the power they have, man. The power they had over the fans at that time. Rockamania. Hogan point to the sign. It says Rockamania.
It's kind of like when you explain what they're doing, like, you're so great, brother. Oh, pointing to stuff. It sounds so cheesy.
Yeah.
But when you watch it, obviously in context, you're just like, man.
Just appreciate it more.
It's just like, damn. Wins you over.
Look all the flashes, man. It hasn't stopped.
It does. It just makes it look so cool though with all the lights.
Yeah, you don't get that much anymore because obviously everyone's got phones and stuff in it. So
Yeah.
One more time. Respect to each other, man.
Yeah, and then obviously they did that. They mimicked that at WrestleMania 29. So it's Cena holding Rocks. Oh no, Rock's holding Cena's arm. Sorry, was Cena's holding.
Rock's holding Cena's ear.
There you go.
There it is. Good luck, Triple H and Jericho. I literally I cannot remember anything of that match.
I remember
I think I remember them being on a table.
Legit. I was gonna say the same thing. I think Jericho. No, Hunter. I think is on the table.
Pedigrees him through a table. Right?
Yeah, I think he just throws. I could be the wrong way around, but yeah, one of them throws the other onto the table.
Shit.
And then literally the end where Hunter just holds the two belts up. That's all I remember.
Oh, Triple H one, okay. Because Jericho was undisputed champion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That's legit what I remember.
Because at this point, they didn't have whatever the main event was going to be, that was going to be specifically for the title. No matter how big other matches were, that doesn't matter. That's always going to come second to last or whatever,
I think only before this, I think it was only 2 times that they had the belt didn't go on last. It's WrestleMania 11 with Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor, the football player.
Oh, the football player, yeah.
That was actually a really good match. That was actually the best match of the night, to be fair. So I think deserved to go on last. And then there was WrestleMania 8. So instead of Macho and Flair, it was Hulk and Sid. But that was,
okay. I think I got to a point after that, later on down the, I don't know what WrestleMania could have been, where it's title. Okay. The title was going to be the main event. Title's going to be main event. Title was always going to be main event type of thing.
But I think more or less by that point, it was still that was still more or less the system. There was still more because 90% of the time it was title. And even after this, it was still mostly title.
Yeah, the only one I know now is Taker and Shawn. That wasn't
Rock and Cena.
Yeah, sorry, Rock and Cena as well. Yeah,
Rock and Cena.
Yeah. So now they adjusted it a bit because they know. Yeah. Afterwards,
Roman and Taker wasn't title.
Was that main event?
Yeah, that was the main event. Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know.
They were the title. So yeah, it's just better. I mean, it's just it should be.
It's more logical.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you just say to anybody, "Oh, main event of WrestleMania 18," just casually, you're like, "Oh, you're rocking Cena, rocking Hogan."
Yeah,
rocking Hogan.
Fuck no.
Even Jericho's because of CM Punk, there's an interview with Jericho and CM Punk. One of the big things CM Punk was annoyed about was he's like, oh, I have to be main event of WrestleMania. I have to be main event of WrestleMania, meaning you have to be last match. That was one of the things he had to do, and it got annoyed that they didn't let him do it. And Jericho's like, you wrestled Undertaker, you want the last match on the card, but you're the main event.
Pretty much, yeah.
You were that was at that point Taker's matches were
10 out of 10.
Yeah, and they were big at the most. If you wrestle Taker, you're the match.
Yeah.
And then he was and Jericho was I was the last match on the show. I was the main event, but who remembers my match? He was like, Rock and Hogan was the main event. He was like, no one bloody knows we were the main event.
Yeah, that's the only thing they could have done better with that WrestleMania. Just put Rock and Hogan last. It just made perfect sense to do it, but
because then and then obviously the crowd going home after that. And everyone turns their TV off after that. You're just you're just buzzing. You're just
yeah.
Because remember how we were when we watched Cena and we watched Shawn and Taker, and then we had 3 other matches afterwards, and we were just
just going along with it. Yeah, not as good as Shawn and Taker.
Yeah.
Nah, not good as Shawn and Taker. And then when Triple H and Randy Orton came on, I was just I personally thought it was shit.
It was wrong. It was wrong because I think they did. I think Hunter admits it as well. He's like, we didn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, okay. Because I generally just thought it was shit just because of how I felt after Shawn and Taker match. I was like, okay, I'm kind of drained now. It's just one of those ones.
It was wrong.
It was actually bad. So okay.
Yeah, it was actually a rubbish match. I'm sure they'd probably both say that too.
Considering both of who they are, Triple H and Orton, you thought they would have put on a good show, but I guess
they were. It was losing. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's just one of those ones. But the only thing we can't talk about is Hogan and Rock 2.
that didn't happen.
It's mad though, isn't it? Like how massive it was and how downfall it goes after that. Like this rematch, it's just like, come on. The hype was there. The hype was sick.
Yeah, I remember the hype. Remember we were still buzzing the second time.
Yeah, but then
I
the
think
match,
it was like, this time, in this match, their instincts like on point. Like everything Rock did, like when the first bump, when he takes it and he looks and his eyes are open and he reacts like more like a bad guy, like a chicken shit bad guy. And Hulk, lets Hulk do his stuff and like let the fans cheer him.
Yeah,
his instincts were like on point, and even Hulk's, and they were all just like, yeah, we know what to do. We know what to do. Yeah, we'll do this instead of this instead of this. Let the crowd react. There, I think it was the opposite. I think their instincts were wrong.
Yeah.
Or like, I think because Rock, because obviously he was like a bit of a coward bad guy, and he was hilarious, but he was, I think, too much of a coward. So they couldn't really have much of a good match.
Yeah, because it changed a bit, didn't it? Like drastically as it went along. Like you look at Hollywood Rock versus Hogan, and then you look at Hollywood Rock versus Austin. Same character.
Yeah. But it's more of a match, isn't it? Isn't it more like, Rock was actually having a proper match and he was wrestling properly and all that.
Yeah.
He still does bad guy stuff. Like, like when I think he there's one bit where like they're about to kind of go square off and Rock like kicks Austin in the knees, like as like a cheap shot, and Rock Austin goes down. He's just like,
because that match was so sick, but then it's just like, okay.
I think I've watched.
When did it change?
Yeah, I've watched that match twice. The second Rock and Hogan match, and then the second time I watched it was like years later. But like half the time, it's like, I think if I remember correctly, it's like Rock running outside and doing stuff and not much going on, and then the wrestling itself is not that great because obviously Hulk's even older then, and then if you don't,
I think they just do it to set up Vince and Hogan, really,
Yeah, and then Rock goes off to do Rock and Austin. Because obviously Austin could do more as well than Hulk could.
Yeah.
You actually have a match. So I think that
is the match where the lights go out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was not. The build-up's fun. I would love the build-up. Because then Rock just like, does his whole... He's just hilarious, basically.
And then you look at it after, you're like, okay. After that, Hogan goes on to face Vince at Mania, Rock goes on to face Austin, and those matches were sick. Yeah. Just mad. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you, when did, this is random, because I was thinking about it the other day, like when did the what start? What?
Basically a couple months before this match, this WrestleMania.
So it's been 20 years basically since that started.
Yeah, probably a little bit over 20 years. I think it started like towards the end of 2001. Because obviously watch some of the promos in the build-up where Hulk's speaking, they're doing the what to him.
What? Yeah. That's what I was seeing. I was hearing it there. I was like, oh, okay, it's there. But then also recently I was watching something of Brock and Roman or one of them, and they were saying there was the what was still going on. I was like, wow, it just made me think. I was like, when did this what start actually chant? When did it start? I can't remember. So I was been meaning to ask you, and then you told me that's been 20 years as well.
About 20 plus years, yeah.
Just one word.
Yeah. One
small word, and it's gone on for 20 years. Stone Cold Steve Austin there for you, innit?
Because like, even now, like when we were like now, obviously we said it before, we say it again. But just watching back in the match, I appreciate this stuff more when they don't do that much, but they can get so much of a reaction. I feel like the old guy watching race like back when I used to watch wrestling, they used to do this. I don't like to do that because I love a lot of the people now, but I'm more impressed by that than when they're just smart enough to be like, let's just move this piece here, and then everyone's going to go crazy.
Do it very, very little. Keep it simple, and then watch the reaction.
Because when we spoke about it, what did when we were watching the match, I can't think of honestly one thing Rock and Hogan did that they didn't do in any other match.
Same thing, really.
Yeah, but obviously they just slowed it down, and they just let fans cheer, and they let them do this, let them do this, and then every little thing they did, and then their faces are really like, and they're like selling stuff, and the fans are like, and the fans just like they can take it in. Just like, because I think Cena, not as good as obviously Rock and Hogan, but Cena and Roman kind of did that in their last match.
Okay, yeah.
They just did little things in between, and then there's just a little big moment, and the big moments aren't like really like Cena does like an F you on the table, Like it's nothing he hasn't done before. But it's when he
Altitude
does-
adjustment, isn't it?
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's when he does it, not what he does.
Yeah, timing's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same here. If they didn't like Rock, there's a video of Rock talking about this match, and he's like, if he didn't like, if the first like that first like when Hulk throws Rock across the ring and Rock does the whole this and Hulk does the pose. If Rock doesn't pose like kind of like a bad guy, like doing this and reacting like that, and let Hulk do his stuff, but instead he just got up like a good guy and was all right, you got me in, let's get straight back up. We wouldn't have had that moment.
That's so true.
And that
just the little things,
that starts it all off.
Yeah, it's just the small things that they need to do. Man, it just makes you appreciate both of them more as well. When you find out these little details a little bit more. Considering we loved it when we were younger, and then how much and time goes on, you still love it, you still love it, you still love it, and then you pick on more little details. When you hear the interviews of what Rock said or what Hogan said, oh, yeah, I had to do this, we did this. And it's like, oh shit, like what you just told me there, where Rock's like, yeah, if he threw me and I didn't react the way I did, it could have been a whole different ball game. It just makes you think how clever they are and what they're doing. It's just like, so damn good.
Like anything in entertainment, it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to take you out of like what you're watching and stop, like obviously take you away from the world, isn't it? You're supposed to just get sucked in and be like, like just
take you out of reality.
Yeah, take you on the roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Like they do and a half. Like
nobody's done that ever since. Not to that level. Not to that level.
Yeah. I mean, like we talk about Steve and Rock. They didn't do this.
And that's mad to think about that, considering how big they are.
Yeah. I mean, they did. They take you on a ride. Like 17 was mad. When I remember we watched that the first time. But not this.
Nah, this is just entirely something, a whole different book. And I would love to say we'll see something like that again, but we won't. We're not going to see a crowd reaction in a match like that, a hype level to that extent. And yeah, just things you see in that match, you don't want them to take it and do it in another match. Like, for example, what I said, like the looking left and right, like you don't put that in another match ever.
Yeah, and when Rock and Cena did it, yeah, there was buzz. There was definitely buzz. Like people were mad, but not the same.
Nah.
I remember when they did it. You said it before the match. I remember vividly. You said it before the Rock and Cena match happened. You were like, they can't do the looking. I was like, oh, man, I don't know. And then they did it, and I was kind of like, it's like it didn't. It's not like it didn't work, but you're kind of like,
not the same, mate. Not the same. Yeah. Before they were doing it, I was like, you're not gonna fucking do it. You're not gonna fucking do it. Don't do it. And then they did it, and after they did that, I was like, nah. That one felt a bit forced. Yeah, I was just like, I had a feeling they were going to do that because of the level of hype, and then the fans and stuff like that. I was like, they're probably going to do it, but I hope they don't. They can't do it. Like, you can't take anything away from Hogan and Rock's match and implement it into another match. It's just not the same. You can't do that.
Well, it's like oh god, movie analogy. It's like taking what Schwarzenegger does and making another action star do it. It looks crap when the other person does it, because only Arnold can do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
If anyone else said, "I'll be back," no, it doesn't.
It would be like, okay, cool. He's gonna be back.
Yeah, you're just like, oh yeah, it's another line.
Yeah. But it takes a certain individual to say it, and it's
the way Arnold says it looks, all that stuff, it clicks, and that's why Hulk and Rock can do this, but no one else can do it.
Yeah, nobody can touch that, man. Not Rock and Hogan.
And they just bloody. I get so excited when I talk about. They just bloody know. They're just like so smart. You're just like, oh God.
See, this is exactly how good it is. Considering it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
And every single time we watch it, you're still laughing because you can't believe the crowd reaction. You're still so zoned into it, and you're still like laughing like, oh my God, that's so sick. From what Hogan did or what Rock did there. Like, oh my God.
Because I think like we talk about it as well, like all the sick technical matches, but technical wrestling and what's really impressive changes over time, and some don't have the same impact now, because it's not what was impressive then physically, as far as doing this move or that reversal, isn't so impressive anymore.
times have changed now.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
I even like a match like Sean and Kurt Angle, amazing. It's still amazing, and it used to be my favorite match ever.
Remember that, yeah.
But it's not. It's not the same. Still amazing, but it's not the same.
It hasn't aged, do you think?
It hasn't aged. It's aged well. Like it's still a sick match. You watch it and you're like, that's amazing. But it's not that level anymore, in my opinion.
So if you showed someone new to wrestling or someone relatively new, Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, do you think they'll just be like, meh?
No, I think they'd still be impressed. It's definitely not. Maybe that's not the best example, but that's just because it was my favorite match and I watched it back like more recently and I was like, it doesn't quite hit the same. There's probably other matches that are a better example. But like some of Flair's old matches, like Flair and Steamboat, they're still great matches. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same.
Yeah,
Definitely not the same. It hasn't aged the same. But like that's just because that's built on the wrestling. But like this, it's not built on moves.
no, it's built on atmosphere around them.
Atmosphere and just the timing of when you do certain things. Same old, like the chant, same old shit. It's the same old shit in this match, so you can chant that at them, but it's when they do the same old and how they do it. And obviously, because they just know everybody's with them, they're like, all right,
let's have some fun with this.
Yeah, and they're just so cool. They're just like, yeah, come with us. Let's ride.
Only them two could have done such a thing.
And there's also another match like you showed this match, like it's everybody knows Hulk, everybody knows Rock.
Yeah, at that specific point in time, like, yeah, okay. Rock, holy shit. Hogan, holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. Like even
that's
today,
bad.
like everybody knows Hogan. Maybe not to the same like understand his significance as much, but they know Hulk.
Yeah. I think it's good as well because Hogan had disappeared for 2 years. He wasn't around wrestling for 2 years, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Since WWE closed, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the end of his WCW run was a bit crummy. So
yeah, so then for him to come back in NWO, something fresh and new, they were like, "Oh, sick! Hogan's back here, Hogan." And then we hadn't seen much of him like collide with anyone until The Rock entered.
Yeah,
and because nobody ever thought, okay, yeah, Hogan and Rock. But then when Rock came out, you're like, wait 1 second. Yes, I want this. You don't know what you want until it's going to be right in front of you. And I was like, oh, yeah, I still remember it. And then now Rock and Hogan, 20 years ago, makes you feel old. You're like, shit, man.
Yeah.
This is madness.
Yeah.
But it also makes you appreciate it all.
It does. That's the point of this.
Yeah. As long as the love for wrestling never dies, man, it's just going to be constantly going. I can't see it dying anytime soon.
For life.
For life. That's it, man. Just
never did that right. It's for, is it that? No, that's for life. Yeah.
For life.
For.
That's what I thought. For life.
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
Well, that way seems a bit more. Yeah. For.
I think that's life. The loser.
Yeah. Or legend. You know, some people get to choose what they want to put.
Oh, cheers, brother.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Peace out.
Peace.